guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel Read with Kim. And I finally finished the second book of the second part of Mistborn series, which is The Shadows of Self. And let's talk about it. If you haven't read the book number 1 of the second part of Mistborn series, which is The Alloy of Law, please go and read it right now, because I'm going to spoil a lot about that book in order to talk and review this book. So we keep following, and they're my besties, Wayne, Wax, and Marcy. But now is this person or force from the past that is coming and is trying to kill the governor from Elendil. That's what he or she wants to do. And Wayne, Wax, and Marcy, their main duty is protect the governor and avoid to this thing kill the governor. Now, why he or she wants to kill the governor? Who is this thing? Everything is gonna be revealed here. It's great, I love it. And something that really makes me super happy is that I read again the name of Bean and Kessler. Do you remember them, like the first part of Mistborn? Because I was wrong. I thought this series was before Mistborn, but it's actually no. It's actually 100 years after Mistborn. So I was so excited, because they talk about Elendil and they talk about Bean like they were heroes. Of course they are. They were so excited because, oh my god, I was just like, I just read about Bean. I know the story of Bean. And now when Wax talk about Kessler or Bean, it's like, I know them. So it's very nice, and it really makes me happy how they quote them and how they take them as an example of their lives. It really inspiration, I would say, of what is happening now in Elendil. And do you remember the Chandra that he was serving Bean in the first book? Well, now this Chandra, because they live forever, right? They don't die. So now this Chandra is coming and appears into Wax's life, and he has a big secret. It has a big secret that affects Wax's life in a huge way, and it has to be with his wife. That you remember he killed her for mistake when he was in a fight with this bad person in book 1. Well, in this book, it tells you a secret about Leslie, which is Wax's wife, and it's really traumatic. I'm not going a spoiler, but it's a lot, and it changed completely his life. And it also talks more about who is the governor, and it's more like, I feel this book is more like politics rather than emotion, and rather than like war and everything, you know. I feel like the first one was who is Wax, who is Wayne, and who's Marcy. And in this book is really like building all the politics and what is behind this governed situation in the city. Because did you remember that Wax's uncle was actually the one who died, but also left Wax in the position of being a lord, because Wax didn't want to be a lord. But now we knowing more about the uncle, what's going on with the uncle, and what's going on with the governor, what is behind all this. So it's really a good book. It's not a fast pace, I would say. I was really used to read it so fast because the first part of the series was super emotional, and this one was, I believe, more like a slow, but it has a lot of secrets. So I still have 2 more books to go, and the last one and the novella, and I'm really excited, because now when I finished this book I was like, what the hell. And also, like, you remember, like, Wax was supposed to get married with this girl, which is the sister of Marcy, right? So in this book it takes more like, okay, this woman and Wax are really going to have this love thing, because remember they just supposed to gonna get married to just have more like, not power, but like it's already like arrangement. But I feel like Marcy and Wax that have something on them, and I really want them to be together. So I like this book because of the secrets, because I read again The Name of Being, and I love how they have as inspiration, and this is crucial between, I believe, book 1 and the last one. So read it, 4 stars, just because of fast pace. It took me a little bit of time to read it, but it's a lot of secrets revealed here, and it's a lot of like, what the hell is going on? And the Chandra that now is appearing on Wax Life, that it's coming from the book number 1, part 1 of Mistborn, is coming back here. Makes me so excited. I'm not going to spoiler what is a big secret here that involves Lassie, the first wife, well, the only wife of Wax, because I will ruin everything. But you have to read it. And I want to know what's going on. I have 1 more to go, and let me know what you think about this. I feel like it's more like a West, you know, like more like country. I feel like a Sherlock Holmes vibes, but I just love it. I love that Brandon Sanderson was able to put the Chandra here, because the Chandra had a lot to do with Bean and Ellen and all of them, and I love that now it's part of Wax, and I love that he has a big secret. And now this force that wants to kill the governor, her name is Bleeder, and that's what's trying to kill the governor, and why. And also that I love so much, I didn't mention before, is the confrontation between 2 gods. And I'm not gonna tell you which god what, but I love that Wax was able to communicate to God and talk to the god of them, obviously, because if you believe in God, we sometimes communicate to God and ask questions and say, why is this happening? Why you allow this happening? Why you have the power to avoid all this, right? So we have those questions. Well, here is the same thing. He is able to communicate to his God and ask all those questions, and I love the answers, and I love it. I really do. And yes, 4 stars. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching my video. Brandon Sanderson is my favorite author in fantasy. Like, I want to read every single book of him. That's it. I really do, and I can't wait to finish this series. I hopefully gonna try to do it the next week, so I will give you a double review of the last 2 books, and the complete series will be done finally, Mistborn. And yeah, thank you so much, and I'm gonna see you next week.